This is an overview of the access projects for COMT 12,000. Before we get into the projects, I want to take care of a couple of housekeeping items. First, before you do the projects, you will need to download the data files. In our course in Blackboard, if you go under Data File folder under Start Here, you will see that there are actually two items you need to download, the Access Data zip file and the Access Extra Data zip file. The first one has a number of files for each chapter, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The second one actually will be the database we will use for the project we're going to go through. So let me show you my data. I have a folder with my data files. The first folder, strangely named, has all of the chapter folders in. And then the other item I downloaded, the extra, is the database. So I'm actually going to open that database. And if you're not familiar with Access or limited amount of access, on the left-hand side it will show you the tables, the queries, the forms, and the reports that are already made in this database. If you start from a blank database, you'll have nothing. But for this project, they give you quite a bit of things, quite a few things to work with. And right off the bat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the custom report, customer financial report, which we're going to work with on our first part. And this is in what's known as report view, and you can change your views by this button underneath the file. And I'm actually going to change mine to layout view, and that lets us do a few various things as far as changing some different ideas. I need to turn on the group and sort button, and this can be found under the report layout tools in the design area. So with that turned on, I have a couple options down here to add a group and add a sort. And I'm going to add a group, and when I hit on add a group, it lists all of the fields. And the group I'm going to select is customer type. And see how that actually changes the report significantly and sorts it kind of by customer type. Next, I'm going to add a sort, and the sort will be customer number. Okay, so that's the first part of that. And if you scroll up and scroll down, you'll see the makeup of that part of the form now. Sorry, the report now. Next thing I'm going to do is under each of the almost all of the column headings here, I'm gonna calculate the totals or the sums. Pretty easy to do. You click on amount paid, click on the still in the design area, click on sum. It will place a box down here with the sum. Now, you may need to enlarge that a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing for current due. What I do is click on the heading, hit the sum button, and I will do this for returns. I'm not going to do it for book rep because it doesn't make sense to add those up. If for some reason, let me tell you what happened to me when I did this initially, the numbers didn't show up here. So if they don't show up, right click in the box, and that may help drive them to get them to appear. If you notice some of these, like for example under total amount, is not formatted correctly. It doesn't format it as currency. Easy way to fix this, click in the box. Under the Format tab, change it to currency. And if you scroll down, we need to do that also probably for clear at the bottom here. Okay, so that takes care of that portion there. Now that we have that done, back under design, I'm going to turn off the group and sort button. You can toggle that, turn it on and off as needed. I'm going to click on the current due, and it doesn't matter where you click, but click in one of the fields, and under the Format tab, there's conditional formatting. And what you can do here basically is you can conditionally format, which means if a certain rule is created, then it will format it in a certain way. And the rule we're going to follow in the book, and this is around figure 420, is we're going to add a new rule, and the new rule is going to say, let's see, I did something wrong here. New rule. I'm going to click on the current due field, any one of the items, go to conditional formatting. I'm going to create a new rule. Now a rule will allow it to be formatted in such a way that it'll make the color change or whatever you decide the rule to be. So I'm going to click on new rule. I'm going to compare to others, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to, with the group sort button turned off, I'm going to click under the current due. Any one of these will do, and I'm under the format tab, and I'm going to click on conditional formatting, and I'm going to set up a new rule, and this rule will allow the output to be formatted in a certain way that will make the results distinct in some way. So I'm going to click on new rule. I'm going to say the field is greater than or equal to 6,000. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the font to be, you could do whatever color you want, but they want you for whatever reason to use a very dark red. So I'll do what the book does. And now when you apply that, it goes through, and everywhere that rule is instituted, it will change the color accordingly. One other idea you can do, and they mentioned in the book, is if with this set of data still highlighted, if you right click, you can also do some filters that are built in. So you can say items that does not equal to this, and you can play around with these, and you can clear the filter to get it back to normal again. So they just mentioned that in the book, that is a way to do that. So I'm going to save at this point, and this sometimes bothers some people with Access, but if you close this, it'll ask you to save it, and if you're unsure, you can always open it back up and take a look and make sure that it is still intact. So I'm going to save at this point, and we'll go from there.